Hi, it's me again, your nightcap for the night with Sobie. I'm so excited to be here with you guys and doing this with you guys. I am just on such a different level on my spiritual journey and self-love and just reconnecting with myself. So I'm so happy that I've been called to do this because honestly, I've been on my spiritual journey since I was a kid, but more so as I became a self-aware adult, which was in 2014. So welcome to my podcast, my sippy cup for the night is filled with chamomile, and I use sippy cup for the fact that I have a child and that's my go-to when I say I have a sippy cup. But I'm just so excited to start this journey with you guys and give you a little insight on me tonight, just to kind of get to know me and the real me, not the polished version, but just to sit here and talk with me, or I should say, listen to me speak to you guys a bit about who I am and why I decided to do these podcasts. So, hi again. Sobie comes from my family. They gave me that name when I was born, my grandmother. Don't quote me on that. My mom might hear this and tell me no, that it wasn't her, it was somebody else. But it's my family name, and I think it's fit me so perfect throughout my life for the fact that it's Sobie, but it's spelled Sobie. And it's fitting for me because my motto is, so be it. It is what it is, kind of vibe. I tend not to stress on things. I used to many moons ago. But I've come to realize in life that why are we sweating the small stuff, honestly? Why are we stressing out over things that happen or are not happening in our time frame? Because at the end of the day, everything is part of our lessons here and what we're supposed to be learning and understanding from it. And I've learned that a long time ago, that everything happens for a reason, good, bad, or indifferent. And I know everyone says that to every podcast or every video you see, but I ultimately believe that because I've experienced it. So my thing is, so be it. It's going to be what it's going to be, because at the end of the day, no matter what path we take in life or what our path looks like in life, the outcome is always what we want. And I've always said, what is this teaching me? What is this that I have to learn from this? Instead of saying why this is happening or this is happening, I always say, what is mine to learn out of this experience? And me changing that mindset has changed so much in my life. And so much I have grown in my life because of it. Because before, when I was in my younger years of life, I used to always think that things were happening to me, and the way I was brought up was like, well, that's just because of this or that or whatever the case may be. And then I come to realize, no, it really isn't. It's teaching me something. And I want to know, what is it teaching me so I can get out of this hard lesson. And once I changed the mindset of my thinking habits, things just started to be more clearer. So now I flow in the so be it. So be it. That's my little mantra for tonight. So be it. But yeah, so that's a little bit about my name. It's a little bit of my journey. And I want this page, this podcast that you're listening to resonate with you, so you can know that, you know what, no one, I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect. My life has been very messy, but that's where my experiences come from, to be able to help people in this podcast or this video. And I love doing that. I love helping others. I love giving inspirational feedback, because ultimately that comes from within my soul, which is a God essence. And I say that because I know that's where it comes from. When I speak and how I speak, it always because someone needs to hear that message. And I've always kept it quiet throughout my life, and was very made to feel like, you're not supposed to know that. How do you know that? Why are you speaking like that? And I'm like, because God told me so. Oh no, that's not God, that's the devil, or you're possessed, or this or that, and made it to be something that it never was, and just shut me down because they couldn't understand why I was so informative, or why I knew so much information at such a young age. So, to be honest with you, I shut down in my younger years, and I didn't want to speak out on what I knew. And I would just help people in saying simple conversations, because that's what I knew at the time. Until I met one of my first spiritual mentors, who basically opened up the Pandora box for me with my spiritual self and connecting to my higher self, my God source. Because God lives inside of every one of us. Whether you believe in God, or you want to call it the universe, or spirit, or my soul, or the divine essence, it's to me all the same thing. So whatever resonates for you, just use that. There's no judgment here. And I'll use different terms throughout when I speak on spirit and source and my soul and the divine energy and timing. So just understand that it's all the same for me. And so the gentleman that I met when I was younger helped me to open up my Pandora spiritual box. And I was truly amazed on how I was so connected with Mother Earth, because he literally had me do tune in. Just to tune in to the tree that was standing in front of me, and to see its aura, and to see it moving, and to see the beauty and the energy behind it had me so intrigued, and I wanted more. I wanted to learn more and be more involved in my spiritual self. And so that's where it all started, because I've always felt called. I've always have been able to know things that many call psychic abilities, clairvoyant. So I've always been able to tune into the other side. Nothing new for me. Not scared to see dead people, as they say. It's just the spiritual realm, the other realm behind the veil, as they say. So that was my first spiritual experience, which was really amazing for me, and what brought me to my full authentic self, to continue down that path of enlightenment. And as I got older, I met different people in my life who helped me to achieve many different spiritual gifts and abilities. And I say that very lightly because I know how people feel about that. So, to be real, he gave me my first tarot cards. I didn't understand what they were at the time, but for me, they didn't resonate with me. I was very grateful for them, and he taught me how to use them, but they just didn't resonate with me. I was just more connected with people and energy and just talking to them freely. But I used them for about a year or so because, as I said, everything is a lesson in life. We all learn our lessons. I used them kind of like a crutch because I thought I needed the cards to help me do my spirituality. And I used them for a while. And I had many clients that came to me and that came through spirit. I didn't know these people personally. I didn't have Facebook back then. We had regular landlines, so it wasn't like we had Facebook and podcasts and this or that. We literally had just landlines. I'm aging myself at this point. So they would call me up all type of different hours because they heard of me and wanted me to do a reading for them. And at that point in time, like I said, we live and we learn. I didn't set any boundaries, and I would answer calls at all times of the hour. Like, oh, they gave me your number, they told me to call you, and I need help with this and I need help with that. And I did it freely with no charge, no nothing, because to me it was a gift from God. So why am I going to charge someone for that? So I never did. And I continue to do my work. I continue to help people because I just love doing it. It just brought me to this essence of pure joy and happiness to help somebody, even if it was over the phone, even if I never met them in person. But they got what they needed from me. That message was needed for them. And I continued on my journey and met so many beautiful souls, just so many on the physical realm, I should say. And that each one of them helped with my Pandora box of spirituality. They all helped mold me, and each lesson taught me something different each step of the way. And as I grew within myself, I realized how many people I'm actually helping in doing this, and how it was feeding my soul with so much love and joy, and the outpour of love and gratitude I was getting in return was enough for me. And I met this wonderful little old lady. I will not mention her name just because I haven't told anybody I'm doing these podcasts, and I have no one's permission to speak on them, but I will speak on their experience with me. But she'll know who I am talking about. This little old lady, when I was trying to find a church in the new state that I was living in, and I met her through a coworker of mine and said, "You really need to contact this lady." And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And she opened me up to a whole new world. Spirit guides, channeling spirit guides, connecting with your higher self. I had no idea about that realm at all. I just thought, hey, I can see dead people and talk to them. But not to the point of actually channeling my higher self, which I was like, this is amazing. This is something wonderful and beautiful that I can give as another type of gift to someone else. So I studied it, I learned it, pretty much mastered it. I'm so connected with my higher self that when they have a message for me, I don't need a piece of paper anymore. They just talk in my ears like they've always had for years. And she introduced me to this wonderful church that I went to, which was a non-denominational church, because I've been in different religious churches, just never felt like home for me. But this one church did, and I will not mention their name either. But yes, it was just a beautiful experience with beautiful souls that went to this church, and I got connected with some beautiful soul sisters that I've met for my lifetime, and we just grew in our spirituality. I never felt judged. I never felt looked at sideways when I spoke, or weird when I spoke. Everyone was very intrigued by my messages and my visions, and we became a whole sisterhood. Such a beautiful experience we had. And one of the ladies invited me over to her home to do psychometry, which was another spiritual tool in my toolbox that I'd never experienced, but it went hand in hand with mediumship and channeling and writing from spirit, which was really amazing, because the first time I did it, I was like, oh, heck no, I can't do this. Like I said in my first episode, first step to everything opens up the channel for everything else. And so I did that, and it was amazing. It was so powerful to give those messages to these women, once again, freely, ultimately, just out of pure love. And for these women to get the messages that they got from me and save them and speak on them. And actually, the lady of the group made a book about them. She made a book about her psychometry group and her psychometry class, and some of the stories that were in there were shared, and some of mine were in there that was shared, and truly amazing book, truly amazing experience. And I love these women till the ends of the earth, and it's just been amazing to continue my journey. And now, along with my healing work, because now I do healing work because I've continued to add to my toolbox and continue to grow in who I am and my spirituality. And now I'm doing podcasts to share with you guys, just to give a little tea time, nighttime spiritual growth. Because I feel like once we settle down and the chatter of the world just slows down or stops, and we take that deep breath, our bodies hear better. Our souls can receive the message a little bit better. And honestly, at night, because I am so in tune with myself and all the chatter is gone from work and everything else, and my child is asleep, I become more in tune with spirit and the messages that they have for you guys and myself, and the lessons and the teachings, and even if it's just a small little quote. So that's why I started Nightcaps with Sobie. So I hope that with my little introduction of who I am and how I started, that's the short version. I don't want to blab on someone's ears all night long about my life story, but just a little background, short version of who I am and my little spiritual journey. And in that, I have learned to love myself and who I am, and accept myself for who I am, and not let anyone judge me for what I do because we live in such a cruel, cruel world where people always have something negative to say. And I have learned that that's not mine to carry. How they feel has nothing to do with me. And I just send them love and light their way, and hopefully one day they can heal too. But that's my nightcap for tonight. I appreciate you guys listening in to me and a little bit about me and a little about my spirituality and why I'm doing this. So hopefully you guys spread the word and subscribe to my channel and get some soulful messages moving forward, because all it takes is that one simple message that uplifts us and hits our soul. So I am going to send you guys off with this little tiny message, this little affirmation for tonight. I believe in myself. I honor myself. And I respect the journey my soul is taking me on. Good night, loves. Until next time.